Hi, it's DJ Bubbles. You done know. I hope you're having a nice and relaxing weekend for those of you based in the US. I know you got a lot going on this coming week, the inauguration, but most importantly, Monday is Martin Luther King's Day. You done know. Just sitting here thinking about the whole aura of Black History Month, I got to thinking about a movie that I watched. It's called A House Divided. It was the actual story about a real revolutionist back in 1882. His name was uh, Denmark. Uh, Denmark Yessi. So it's Denmark like the country, Denmark. And then his last name was not Yesy, Vesey, Vesey. You could watch it free on YouTube. So the story is about Denmark Vesey, V like Vanessa, E like Edward, S as in Sam, E like everything, Y like yellow. You done know. So you probably want to just get to the point, Bubbles. Who is Denmark Vesey? Denmark Vesey was, like I said, a real, true and true revolutionist, a rebel with a cause. His story is based, life story is based around slavery days in 1882 down there in South Carolina. So he dedicated his life to liberating the black people from the clutches of slavery back in the 1800s. And he just made that his lifelong endeavor. But within the movie, I don't want to be a movie spoiler, but if you do take me up on my advice to watch the movie, they say your past is your future, and it can be very true. The sad part about this movie is the level of betrayal, and you would think the betrayal is coming from the white master or the white overseers, but the betrayal actually came from the very slaves he was willing to risk his life to liberate and give them their freedom and their rights to live bias free, free of inequality, free of inequity. And towards the end of the movie, it was one of his very own slaves, fellow slave, black man that betrayed him and sold out. You don't know. And he did lose his life because of his mission. You're probably wondering, so what's the point? It's Saturday. Nobody wants to hear this. We want to hear the latest song or the baddest movie where we could find the hypest hype on a Saturday night. I'm just saying it because, you know, how people control the mind is through psychological. They do it through psychological tactics. And if you tell yourself every day, I am rich, I am rich, I am rich, you're gonna start living as if you're rich, even though it turns you bankrupt or you end up being broke most of the time because you coded them messages into your mind. It's embedded into your mind that you're rich. So you're just going to live the way that your mind tells you you are. You don't know. How does that correlate with slavery? It correlates that way because since the 1700s, when they captured that first ship of slaves from the shores of Africa, the white men use mind manipulation and psychological games to brainwash and embed those codes into the black mind that they can't do without white people, that they're less than white people, and they do not see the white man as the enemy, however, each other. But you have to think about something, and I want you to think about this real carefully. You see, Malcolm X described the role of the house Negro and the field Negro. The house Negro is willing to lay down and die for his master, where the field Negro doesn't conform so easily. They will rebel and fight and show resilience. You know what I mean? So there's two different types of slaves, and those the two categories of black people still exist to this day. One under the category of the house Negro, and the other under the category of the field Negro. What I want to say is, although there's two categories, the house Negro, the field Negro, at the end of the day, both types of Negroes got whipped. Both types of Negroes were considered less than a third of a human being in 1738. To this day, in 2025, both the house Negro and the field Negro face discrimination every day, marginalization, although it's not written on paper the way it was in 1738. Both the house Negro and the field Negro are treated, with governed by inequality, inequity, and microaggression. So, what I'm trying to say in a nutshell, it doesn't matter whether you want to stand on the side of the house Negro or be that field Negro. At the end of the day, you face the same injustice. You face the same marginalization, in society, especially here in North America, will always see both the field Negro and the house Negro as less than the human beings that God created them to be. So before you go and run over to the house Negro's side and abide by the house Negro's principles, think about the long run. At the end of the day, your worth, how you're going to be treated, the way in which you're valued from the community in which you come from, it will never be any different than that of the field Negro. And that was my message today. You done know. And if you have time, I know it's a cold day today. Nobody really wants to be outside. Go on YouTube, look up the movie, grab yourself some microwavable popcorn, and watch Denmark Vesey. So, Denmark, D, N as in Nancy, M as in mother, A as in ark, R as in Roger, K as in kite, Vesey, V like violin, E like Edward, S as in Sam, E like everything, and Y as in yes. Denmark Vesey. The movie is called A House Divided. You done know. Just I long for the day, and I joined the movement that has started so long ago, since the 1700s, where the house of the black race will stand together and not divided. You done know. This is DJ Bubbles. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Scene, I'm cutting the tape. You done know.